fellow humans, Durgan here with Real Casual Geeks. It's been a while. Life got in the way. You know how things are. Anyway, there have been 3 new trailers put out since the last time we spoke. Many people have done many reviews of them. There are many screenshots thrown out there. So I'm not going to cover any of what they have said. Mostly because I haven't watched most of what they've done. So I may repeat things, I may do things that others have done, but this is all from my perspective with very little influence from anybody else because I've been so busy this past week. I haven't really seen a whole lot. I haven't even been able to properly watch any of these trailers, except for the fight one, which I might have caught a few times and might have been able to clearly see everything in. So anyway, let's get into it. Here is the first one, the fight one. Nope, the explore one, sorry. And let's see what it does. We'll go through this and I'll stop it and point out anything that I notice. Give my theories on things. My theories differ from a lot of people, so we'll see what happens when the game actually comes out. Anyway, here we go. Fantasy violence. Yep. Okay, let's go back. Okay. So we have, first and foremost, coming out of the space station. Look how fast he's. Oh, that's the distance. I'm like, holy crap, he's going fast. Yeah, that's distance to the planet. It's pretty far. So he peaks at about 500. Got a space station icon here. Cobra was talking about how this icon looks like it's for the ship that comes zipping in. Don't think so. It's for the space station you're just leaving. That's my take anyways. This icon looks like it's for the beacon, but there's a planet down there, so maybe not a beacon, maybe, unless there's a planet, but yeah, so why would you be getting beacon notifications when you're not on a planet? So maybe this is some trader station or something else. Don't really know. But yeah, Cobra's theory that this icon was for the ship was because of how it moves when the ship comes in. I think that's just coincidence because it's not very synchronized as far as I can tell. Because if it was, then before the ship comes in, this icon would be way up here, right? So, I don't know. We will find out in a couple of short weeks. I'm going to say that a lot. Beautiful red planet. Here you can see the cloud layer of the atmosphere, different from the surface layer. So that's kind of cool. I like that. A couple of ships. One guy pointed out that right here you slam through the meteor. Not sure how that gets handled. Going pretty quick here, 4,300 units. Lots of brightness. The flying fish, these guys are cool. They kind of look like flukes. You know, the fish flukes, although their mouths are probably straight out of the front here. Somebody else had pointed out that this looks like an entrance down here into a cave system, and that there might be another one here, maybe up here. There could be a lot of cave entrances around here, so that's pretty cool. Maybe some more resources. A lot of people are a little concerned about the density of forests, and personally I'm okay with how they're looking. Sure, it might be nice to have a forest that you're just totally going to get lost in, but whatever. I give the game a lot of slack simply because of the Hello Games being a small team. As it is, I think they've done an incredible amount of work and an incredible amount of awesomeness. But yeah, they are a small team, and as a result, they can't do as much as they might want to do. And so they need to make a list of the things that they can most likely do, get as much of that done, add in what they can, make it work as best as they can, and release an actual game. Because if they sat there and put in everything they wanted, everything everybody else wanted, the game would never come out. So you gotta pick an end and work towards that end, right? Oh, save project. Excellent. Okay. So now we're on another planet. We are on, it doesn't say, it's cut off. Maybe it comes in. Yeah, these names are getting quite interesting. They're hard to say. Aki and Yiko. Yeah, a lot of people think these plants are kind of deadly looking, like they might eat you. I don't know. I think they're just funky trees, but I love that you can like see through some of the leaves and there's holes in them and they look very organic. And somebody pointed out that this brown bit around the leaf here actually looks like the branch. And if that's true, that's a pretty cool idea, having the branch go around the leaf instead of the leaf coming off the branch. That is a very cool idea. More snow planet. We're going to see a lot of these because a lot of planets aren't going to be close to the sun to be warm enough, right? So get used to a lot of snow. Some cacti. This is just a creepy place. A lot of people talk about these mushroom type things here and down here. Sorry. And this cobra-like tree, Medusa-like tree is very cool. Personally, I just like that it's dark. I want to know what this bright white thing is back here. Because is that something to collect, or are those bones of something? Right? Like what's going on there? And then the big hippo mouth triceratop type helmet thing. Ugh. Very cool guy. And these guys are seriously disturbing. I first saw these, I'm like, what the heck are those? Because they walk so creepy yet regal, you know, like they're royalty or something. And yet they're kind of insect-like and disturbing. And you can see this planet in the background, because yeah, that's a planet. There's its atmosphere. So that's a big planet real close up. And then weird tentacle-like plants. Don't know if these move. I don't think so, because this one's like right in your face and it's not doing anything. So probably pretty safe here, even though it's kind of scary looking. Some very nice ship stuff. We got a sentinel scanning it here maybe, or it's out front. A little critter there, a little critter here. These goats that walk on their back legs are a little disturbing to me. They look very off balance. Looking at this now, this actually looks like your cockpit is open and waiting for you to get in. So this is the front of the ship? That feels weird. Huh. Another angle of it. This time with the cockpit down. Looking around, looking around. Again with the leaves with the holes in them. So dang cool. And the shadows. These shadows we don't notice very well because of our angle. We notice that there are shadows, but it's not very dramatic. The new Trader trailer has an amazing shot with great shadows in it. More planets. This is such a cool shot. This needs to be a wallpaper somewhere. I'll get to it. Coming in hot. Garfinengrad, one of the old trailers based on some of the elements here, and the fact that it's Grafnengard from a couple of years ago. More stuff, more stuff. Is this a speaker system or a internal fan to keep you cool? We all wonder. More purple, green atmosphere. Very cool. These guys smoking out their spores into the world. Wondering if this could be poisonous. But very similar to the red plants. Is this the same planet? Erleclobar nativ. No name on this one. Nope, different planet. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, so this is a different planet altogether. A lot of people like to point out the jetpack here. This looks like an upgraded jetpack from some of the other shots that we've seen because it's got this arrow icon added to it. So that's cool. Yeah, green sky. This is a lot of people's favorite shots because of the moon. I believe it's definitely red in color because of the atmosphere. There was one guy who was saying these might be suns. If they were suns, you wouldn't be seeing cloud cover like this or landmass distribution. So these are definitely not suns. Plus, they just aren't bright enough. This thing is an ongoing mystery. We're hoping we get some answers from that real soon. Definitely in gameplay. So that's going to be an interesting thing. I kind of wonder if maybe they're equipment repositories or sort of like treasure chests or cairns in some games, like where you would stash items for later retrieval, right? That maybe an ancient race had left these around and you can go to them and collect new items out of them. Very nice asymmetrical ship here. Likely a friend because there's no shooting going on. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. God. And then a great big zoom in from above. Shunk. We got this icon here, which I believe is where you've chosen to land or where you're landing. Got a couple of things here, not sure what they are. This looks like maybe crystals. Not sure what this big thing is. And this is a beacon probably because of this long shadow. But yeah, don't know what's going on here. Like, kind of looks like something emitting light. Kind of looks like maybe smoke. I don't know. It's so bizarre. Very cool rock texture. Some flying guys. This is a great shot. We got bi-wing aircraft here. Spacecraft. Crazy ass mushrooms of all sorts. And we got this icon, which looks like one of those repository things shown earlier, or possibly a portal. A home icon, an icon that looks like home, but we can't be sure. Could also indicate a marketplace or trader outpost or something. And then there's this one here that I can't quite make out. It looks like maybe a blueprint or something. I don't know what this one is. And it befuddles my brain. This is actually an example of some things where you can see the shortcuts they had to take. The rain element you can see is a repeated thing. It's not going to be a huge issue during gameplay because you won't really be paying attention to it. But when doing these big frame by frame analyses of videos, you start to notice. So this chunk of rain here is identical to this chunk of rain here. You got the long strand, the short strand, longer strand, shorter strand with a little tiny strand above, another strand here, and then the other strand here. So that's just something I noticed. It's so minor because, I mean, when you're playing, you're not going to notice. But it's just an example of a shortcut they had to take. And it's a shortcut that's fine because it is something you're not really going to notice. So this is just an awesome shot that I wish didn't have Limitless Variety slapped over top, because this would make a great wallpaper too. And then these bizarre creatures. These are so cool. Let's go left to right here. First off, we got the ship, which sort of has a pinky, greeny hue to it in various ways. Very cool. I mean, that's not a color combination you would normally choose, right? Then we got this guy here and this guy here that are like bulbous, weird things, and it kind of looks like he's got a face on the front. But they don't really move according to normal convention, right? They're kind of just bobbing along. And then we got these guys that look like they either have two heads or eye stalks. And I am thinking they are eye stalks. This is the main head here, because you can see how they're turned different. So this one's looking more straight ahead. His eye stalk's looking over here. And this guy has his head turned and his eye stalks are looking towards the ship. Just how much their independent movement is, we don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Here you can see this one is they're kind of independently moving. But again, just not sure. I mean, can one keep looking this way while the other one looks backwards? Don't know. We'll have to find out. And then we got these little flying guys. You can see one come in from the corner here. Like, how is that supposed to work? Look at the size of his little itty bitty wings. Right? And we've seen this horn configuration on a few animals now. And that's going to happen. I mean, there's only so much they can do, even if they had a whole bunch of artists working on things, but they only have 5. So, I mean, that's freaking amazing. And just the way all the shadows are rendered and stuff, because, I mean, these aren't, like, these shadows aren't pre-cast. They're actually generated as the game plays, and that's so cool. Then we got this darkness area here. Some sort of a don't even know what this is. There's one here. Could be the same thing here. There could be a whole bunch of them around that we just don't see. What are they for? Are they, again, blueprint repositories? Are they mineral repositories? Are they locations for updating your weapon? Are they marker points surrounding a much more interesting thing, and they don't have any purpose other than to surround that more interesting location? We just don't know. We've got this cool icon here, which, now that I think about it, may be the faction icon on the new flag seen at a Japanese convention over this weekend. Interesting. Gonna have to analyze that further. And then again with the bipedal, creepy face eater guys. This shot, which is just a fantastic silhouette of a few creatures in a dust storm. So cool. So cool. A few more dinosaur-like guys in the snow. These guys look like they make good pets. Not a whole lot new here. Here's that creepy guy. Watch him walk. So upright and regal. Let's get that in full motion. Yeah, so creepy looking. And again, we're right by these plants, so nothing's happening to us. They're not attacking us, so I don't think they're aggressive. There may be versions that are, but... And then they look like there's whole squid-like plants with tentacles here. This one looks like it's even got a face. So like, what the heck? And they're big bug eyes. There's two of them. The guy's just sitting here doing nothing. Oh, man. Sentinel over in the corner here. Back to Bellari 5. And this is one of the coolest shots of the whole thing. Great big hill here. Lots of different plant life. Some ships flying overhead that don't have wings. I don't think. A couple planets in the horizon. There's another one up here. Kind of wondering what is through this crack. A lot of guys are really hoping to find a waterfall, which would definitely be cool. There's lights here, which shows that we may be at some kind of base. We don't get to really see. And then a faction flag. So we've seen a few different faction flags now, and it'll be really interesting to see how that all pans out. Then we got this great big pyramid thing. It's hard to tell how big this is. I think we're pretty close to it. But we got the Sentinel here just kind of scanning us. You can see a couple of scratches on the surface of this. An opening here of some kind. But what is it? How close are we to it really? I think we're only a few feet away, so it's not enormous. It's maybe twice as high as we are. But what is its purpose? What is this box for? Is this a crate of some kind that we can open, or is it a supply of something for this? So many questions. And then this one, oh, such crazy plant life, floating rocks. How do these work together? Are they together? What does this provide you? Does it give you information? Is it another form of monolith where you might learn something? Just don't know. So many questions still. It's got some sort of power to it because of the blue light, I assume. But again, what its purpose is, we just don't know yet. And that's so cool. The station where we got the ship on Bellari 5 during the Anthony Carboni video. Flying with a couple of wingmen. Busting through the atmosphere or something, because we got the heat shields cranked up. And then this shot. This is such a cool shot. Although I'm just noticing now that this thing is spinning, but the lights are staying where they are. That's weird. Now, a lot of guys out there are convinced that this is a space station of its own type. However, I don't. This is a giant ship of some kind. Maybe it is a space station with a specific design. But this ship is the exact same as this ship. Exact same design. So, although I notice now we're in different areas, which is also obvious from the color of space, but we got this round portion here, big round portion up top, and a chunk of ship coming off this way. This next part, you can see the round portion here, and that would be this round portion. And then you got the long portion coming back here, and then the wide 9 engines, right? And a lot of people see that their perspective is from this corner to the front of the ship is one big triangular thing. A lot like a Star Destroyer from Star Wars, but I don't see that. Because of the other ships I've seen, I see the round under portion here, so we're looking at it upside down. round under portion here, the big round portion that we can't see, a long rectangular portion with a slight triangular bit at the end for the engines. Then we've got a chunk coming up here with a mast, okay, of lights and whatever. Okay, you can see that a little bit better here. But these two ships are the same as this ship. So this is a top or bottom view of that ship, okay? We've got the round portion, the long rectangular portion, and the slight triangular portion. But there's still 9 engines here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So, yeah, is it a space station? Maybe. Although space stations so far have not had engines because they don't go anywhere. They just orbit the planet, right? So this is some kind of trader ship or something. This is a cool ship. This is actually a ship I would not mind owning because 4 engines and so coolness. Oh man. What's that? Oh, that's part of a space station here or something. Single engine ship, probably just for planet to station trading. And then there's this is so crazy, man. I think this is the bunny-eared Yeti character from some of the earlier reviews, but he's walking on hind legs. He looks intelligent-ish. His ears, horn things, a nice fin, 1 tail. This deer has 2 tails, but otherwise looks very deer-like with zebra striped legs. Yeah, very cool. And then he just sits there and enjoys being scanned. Yeah, very cool. And then they scan a plant. What are those going to be used for? What can you do with a plant? Oh! Deadly shark creature who just doesn't seem to care. You've got double fins here. Nice little beardy bits. Very cool. Journey to the center of the universe. Oh, yeah. And then these guys are so creepy. So, cockpit closing. Goats walking around on hind legs. And then people are wondering what exactly happens because at one point they go from, like, this guy's really obvious, they go from walking away to flipped over and a couple of steps over. Everybody does. So it's as if time moved forward a little bit more. Skipped and then take off. It's like, what happened in that area? Was that just a bad cut or what happened? Right. And then this is the best scene ever. We have this awesome ship here, which is mostly engine from the looks of it. And it looks like some kind of work is being done on it for repairs or whatever, which is very cool. But then we pull out way back, away from the planet. We get to see just how big these planets can be. And, you know, Sean has said that they are planet-sized planets. A lot of what we have seen have been barely moon-sized planets. So to see this one really gives me hope that it just so happened that some of the planets they just chose for the demo purposes were just small. But that some planets can be very, very huge. And this is an example. So if we pull back slowly, you can watch this entire area when the ship stops becoming visible. So let's say about here, this entire area becomes smaller than a pixel as we pull out. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right. And yeah. So if we look frame by frame, it's gonna be hard because the resolution changes pretty dramatically from frame to frame. So if we take this and we look at, say, these features here. What is this black thing? I just noticed these black things. What are those? Because it stays here and then it's gone. Are there some kind of glitches? What's going on there? Okay, well, let's focus on these features here, okay? So now the ship is this big. Maybe the size of the cursor. Pull back one more frame. Maybe still see the ship there. Smaller than the cursor. We got this ridge and this ridge. Back up a little more. We got this ridge and this ridge. The ship is now not even visible. It's just, I mean, it might be a couple of pixels in size, just not represented here at a lower resolution. But we got these here, and the ship's a couple of pixels in size. This is about the area that we're talking about. Pull back. Still got the ridges there. Still looks good. Ship is completely tiny and invisible. Back again. Ridges. Ship is maybe a pixel now. Still got ridges as we pull back further. Still got the ridges. Still got the ridges. Ridges. So far back. It's so tiny. It's a pixel size now for that whole area. All right. Like, how you can't see just how big this is. Let me kill this sound a little more because that might be a little loud on your end. But yeah, like, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So extreme. I mean, this looks like a pretty big jump. There's a very, very serious color change that went on here. But yeah, that's just, it's so big. I mean, this planet will take you days to walk around if you want to walk around it. At the very least, it will take you many hours if you can walk from one spot and just walk all the way around and come back to the next spot or return to that spot, and do nothing else on the way. I would like to see somebody do that. That would be interesting. Then I'm not sure what happens here because we pull out, goes white. Then we're pulling out from a planet again, I think. It goes white again, and now we're pulling out from the star system. So, not sure exactly what happened. These little black dots look like ships. So, not sure what that actually is. But yeah, and then we get this great saying, and fade to black. Or fade to order. Yep. Just so much coolness. But that's it for the Explore trailer. Let's move on to the Fight trailer. I will make that a second video. Check it out. Hopefully have that up in just a little bit. Cheers.